So those are some of the perspectives that we've been getting in from the experts who have been joining us. Remember, this is a situation and a developing scenario, but the Indian side has said that there has been repeated violation of the understanding. That's what the Indian Foreign Secretary said just a short while back, and how it's a breach of that understanding, and that the armed forces are giving an adequate response. At the same time, as you just heard, one of the expert voices talking about how what is happening right now needs to be closely monitored. Let's also go across to our correspondent, Idris Lone, who's been tracking those developments on the ground in Jammu and Kashmir all through for us. Idris, what can you share with us about what things are looking like right now?
Well, Molly, the Indian Army has just sent out a release and said that in Nagrota there have been a lot of rumors coming in that there was an attack. So finally, an official statement coming from the Indian Army saying, on noticing suspicious movement near the perimeter, Alert Sentry at Nagrota military station issued a challenge, leading to a brief exchange of fire with the suspect. Sentry sustained a minor injury. Search operations are underway to track the intruders. That is an official statement that has been made about Nagrota, because there was a lot of misinformation being spread across social media about Nagrota a while ago. And now Indian Army has made it clear that there was a brief exchange of fire and they're now starting a search operation to look for the intruder. On the other hand, if we talk about Srinagar, Jammu, Baramulla, as well as some of the parts in Avantipora, we've seen that there were drones all around the skies, especially in Srinagar city. There were multiple blasts that were heard all across for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Continuous blasting we could hear. And now, with the Foreign Secretary making it very clear that there was ceasefire violation and intrusion both from the Pakistani side. There was ceasefire violation across line of control in Jammu division, whereas there were drones that were pushed into Jammu and Kashmir, both in Srinagar, Baramulla, Avantipora, while as in Jammu city as well, and Udhampur as well, where all of them, because of the air defense system, they were all thwarted and foiled. So there was no damage that was caused because of that attack. But there was a lot of panic all across Jammu and Kashmir. Most of the cities in Srinagar, Jammu, as well as some of the areas and districts closer to the line of control and international border were under complete blackout. The electricity has just come back half an hour ago in Srinagar city, and so have we heard from the other parts of Jammu and Kashmir as well, that things are finally settling down and coming back to normal. There are no sounds, no blasts from last 1 hour now that we've heard in any part of the Jammu and Kashmir, while as the Foreign Secretary also making it clear that there was ceasefire violation on the line of control. But we've also heard that there's been no damage due to the ceasefire violation. It was retaliated by the Indian Army and the border security forces. And at the moment, there is calm and a situation a little bit better than what it was an hour ago.
Right, as Idris Lone is telling us, the situation is looking a little better than what it was an hour ago. Idris, let's also on that note talk about how the situation looks different from what it was like way earlier in the day, in the evening. What the scenes look like on the ground, and the reactions and the word that was coming in from the locals about the situation. And cut to what happened a couple of hours ago and what things are looking like now. It's been a situation that, of course, everybody is keeping a close eye on. But at the same time, we've been reminding our viewers about how there's no need to panic.
Well, absolutely. After the announcement of the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan, there was a lot of relief among the people of Jammu and Kashmir. We went to the Srinagar city's Lal Chowk area, where all the shops started opening up in the evening. The vendors were out on the streets. people came out in huge numbers, men, women, children. We saw everybody out. The traffic was back on the roads, and it seems like life was going back to normal. And till late evening, when the first blast in Srinagar took place, till then everything was actually coming back to normal. But at that point of time, people panicked again. We saw the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir also tweeting about the blasts that were taking place all across Srinagar sky. And that is when people panicked, and that is when people started moving back into their houses. And within like 15 minutes, we saw complete blackout all across Srinagar city, and everything had gone back to what it was in the last 2 days, especially the last 2 nights that the whole of Jammu and Kashmir has been witnessing massive drone attacks from across the border that have been thwarted and that have been foiled by the Indian security air defense system. But obviously, a lot of panic among the people. The population living very close to the line of control had to bear the brunt of these ceasefire violations from the last so many days. It's been more than 15 days now. We saw for the first 2 weeks after the Pahalgam attack, the Pakistan Army was resorting to small arms fire on the line of control. But after India's attack on those 9 locations, Pakistan Army started using heavy mortar shelling. And not only were they targeting the security forces and their installations, but also the civilian population and their houses. And because of that, a massive damage has been done to the properties of the civilians in Kupwara district, in Poonch district. We also saw earlier that 17 people were killed in Poonch district due to those ceasefire violations, while as on the other hand, we also saw in Rajouri in early morning today, there was massive shelling in which 5 people were killed. ADDC of Rajouri district, who had been on basically on rescue duty, was killed during that shelling as well. A 2-year-old boy was killed during the shelling. So it was really a massive damage to the civilian population, their houses. Around 60 people still being treated in different hospitals across Jammu and Kashmir. So they were the ones who were bearing the brunt, because they were the ones who've actually lost their houses, properties, cars. They've lost their cattle, they've lost their farms, and it will be very difficult for them to go back and build those houses again.